The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the September 29th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, and send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Marvelous Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day here with a mixed bag. The mix goes like this. Dow down about 12 points. S&P's up 26. 191 for the NASDAQ 100. $140 for the Russell 2000. Off 4 points for the transports. 82 to the upside for the semis. 173 to the upside for the NASDAQ composite. $47 for gold. Trade down to 38.55. Silver's up 45 cents at 47.10. Light crude is back at $2.27. Pretty down at 63.46 there. And copper is basically flat. We've got the XLB up on my screen. That's going to complete a TD9 count bottom pattern today. The bottom came in on bar number 8. Price is now rallying towards its oscillator and change line. Looks like it wants to rally towards the 89.83 to 90.07-ish area. And the latter is the oscillator and change line. It has changed color, so that's going to be an important test out there. Now, this profile is forming above price. That is a bearish directional signal, really, for the XLB. However, is there yeah. Well, that's what its message is. Let's see what happens as price approaches that 89.83 to 90.06 level out there. As far as other signals, it's just the 10-year note that's going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count bottom pattern today. That suggests that price should rally. We'll give you the targets for that rally. You'll see that price is also trading inside its profile. It's trading inside its buy zone. It's trading above the center of that buy zone. We're at 112.17 right now. It's about 112.14. Price should go target the top of its profile. That's at 112.26, or the oscillator and change line. That's around the 112.31 level. That's the daily time frame for that 10-year note. So price should rise. Rates should lower. As far as any other signals out here that I see, just Broadcom, that's going to complete its TD9 count bottoming pattern today. Let's take a look at it, see where it is trading into. Come on, populate, would you? It is just dealing with the bottom of its profile, so it's dealing with support. What should unfold here is Broadcom, AVGO, should rally towards its oscillator and change line, which is very near the center of its profile, so we're going to make that call of rallying up towards 350. You're trading at 334 as we speak right now. Monthly does not have a topping pattern. The weekly does not have a topping pattern as well. It was just the daily that had that Rhodes momentum indicator signal, and that has turned into a bottom. Now, just quickly, let me just check out Apple. This is going to be, I think this put in a TD9 count, but let me just take a quick peek here as long as we got, so it did complete completed a TD9 count top on Friday. Now, what price is doing as we speak right now, this is for Apple. Not the number one holding inside the index 100, but price should pull back. This is really just a sideways movement. Should pull back to test its oscillator and change line, 252.52-ish. Now, that's the daily time frame. If price were to close below that, then it could gain some downside traction. That downside traction support area would be between 243.95 and 241.72. The weekly chart will likely form a TD9 count top this week. It'll complete that pattern next week. In order to complete that or confirm that pattern this week, price must close above the high or the close of September 5th, that is 239.69 out there. And the monthly time frame chart is moving into a swing point. It was a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It was also a TD9 count top. That was the month of December of 2024. Here, price pulled all the way back, tested and rejected its breakout level at 169.11. The actual low was 169.21. Now, price is pushing into that swing point that had volume of 977 million shares. So far for the month, we are up with 1.1 billion shares. So Apple is trading into a monthly swing point with volume. What that suggests to Stevie is that price should go test that high. That high being not necessarily take it out, could take it out, but the high is at 260.10. So I say that we just have this sideways movement. There's no reason for price not to get up and test that level. That's on the monthly chart. Could negate the TD9 count top. We just would have to see how things play out. But so that's what's going on with regard to Apple. Let me see if there was anything else out here to take a quick peek at. I think the answer is not that I see at this moment in time. So let's go take a look at what's going on with regard to the spot VIX index and the New York Stock Exchange. Its advanced decline oscillator. That is on the left-hand side. The advanced decline oscillator still remains below that zero threshold level. It's no longer over sold or anything. So it's presumed that sellers are the ones that have control of the market. The issue here and why we have this sideways, choppy, chunky, some indices trade to the upside, some to the downside is because the spot VIX index is back below its 50-day exponential moving average. That current number is 1612. We're printing at $16. So we've got one that provides buyers with an edge, the spot VIX index, one that provides sellers with an edge, the advanced decline oscillator out there. As well as on the spot VIX, you can see it's trading in between a rising and descending trend line out there. So how would you do this? This is just simply, I'd have to say it is neutral with regard to its signals for you and I. Let's take a look at the daily equity future contracts. Let's put all four of those up on our screen. We will see that price is consolidated with inside the profile levels out there. So no damage really done to the upside or to the downside out there. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on to the intraday charts out here. The first intraday chart that's going to pop up is going to be from the ES Mini. So we know on a daily time frame, you've got a consolidation with inside its profile. On a 60-minute time frame, you have a Rhodes momentum indicator top with price trading with inside its profile. It has breakout support at 67.15. That's the first number I'd be watching today. What happens if price closes below that? Well, let me see what other signals we've got. We've got 67.12. That is the TD knockout breakout level for its 30-minute time frame. So I'd say 67.15 to 67.12-ish is the price target. The 240-minute time frame chart is completing a TD9 count topping pattern. It will do that at 2 p.m. Looks to me like price wants to pull back to test the 67.09-ish area. That happens to be the top of its profile out there. The 120-minute chart also has a TD9 count top and a new profile. That new profile suggests that we would find support at 67.12. You've got the oscillator and change line at 67.08. Odds would favor it. Here's would be the bullish signal. Price gets down, tests that 67.08-ish area. Maybe it's a tad lower than that. Bounces off of that and moves higher. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back to this break. We'll look at Snap, CIFR, CLNN, SGMO, GSM, Silver, the Silver Junior Miners. And Mr. Bill, I'll tell you what we'll do with regard to the horizontal trading ranges.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at our first request out here coming in from Nitram inside our Tiger's Den. Wants to take a look at the Tilray out here. So Tilray on a daily time frame, if it closes above the high from the trading session of August 26, that high being $1.55, it will negate a Rhodes momentum indicator topping pattern out there. We're trading at $1.62 right now. On a weekly basis, a close above $1.55, that's the high from August 29th, would negate a weekly TD9 count bottom pattern. Both those would be very bullish signals. Now, that would then be suggesting to you and I that price would go target 234. 234 is the monthly TD9 count breakout level out there. So what else do we see here? Volume-wise, the swing point on a daily time frame from August 26 is 144 million shares. In less than 2 hours of trading, this is done 174 million shares. So there's A to B equals CD patterns, probably all over the place out here. I'm going to take the conservative one, okay, and that's starting with the low from back here on August 1st. We can go back further to still draw them. Again, like I said, I'm just simply drawing in a conservative version of the A to B equals CD. That conservative version suggests a rally up towards 203. So 203 gets us towards that 234 level on the TD9 count breakdown here on the monthly time frame chart. And as long as price is able to close today above 155, we are on it's making good progress towards making that outcome. Of course, it needs that Friday close above that number as well. So Nitram, things are looking very good this morning with regard to Tilray. You want to take a look at Fabio next. That is FBIO. Let's go see what this is trading at, which is $3.82. Now, on a weekly basis, this could continue its TD9 count topping process, but in order to accomplish that, price must close above the close of bar number 4 this week. In other words, price must close above $3.71 on Friday in order to continue to retain this TD9 count top. On a daily time frame, FBIO confirmed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It confirmed that on the trading day of September 23rd. It confirmed one on September 15th out there. That remains in place. unless price closes above $4.12. So you've got a daily top, price back inside its profile, price may be making a run for the buy zone, Nitram, and that's between 344 to 359. Monthly chart looks bullish out there, so it's really the daily, maybe the weekly that's going to drive things, but it's the daily first that's driving things, and then on Friday you want to watch to see that close, make sure it's above that close of bar number 4. So I hope that helps you out, Nitram, with regard to FBIO. Duncan Steve wants to take a look at Snapchat, I presume it is. SNAP is the ticker symbol. SNAP is printing out at $8.65. It's got a nice weekly Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, and what price did last week was it found resistance where a counter trend move would come to an end, and that's at $9.08. Now that's a level you're going to want to watch again at the moment. At this moment in time, with price being still inside that profile, it may be making another run for the 908 area. And if on a weekly basis price can close above 908, it tells you that it's more than a counter trend move, and that price should target the 988 level, the top of that weekly profile. The daily time frame does not have a topping pattern. It has price just consolidating with inside its daily profile. The range there, which was tested for 3 days last week, was $8.23. You know the expression. Obi-Wan gave it to us. If you can't bust them to the downside, sometimes it could be to the upside, but if you can't bust them to the downside, price will try to bust them to the upside. On a daily time frame, price is trading inside a swing point from September 22nd. That did 212 or 219 million shares that day. So far, in just less than 2 hours of trading, we're up with 67 million shares. So 67 going against 219. That sounds like similar or more volume out there. So if price does close inside that swing point with volume, and preferably above the top of the daily profile, which is 785, price should make a run for that high being $9.28. Again, you must see a close above 908 for this to tell you on a weekly basis, for this to tell you this is more than just a counter trend move to the downside. Resistance on a monthly time frame, Steve-O, is $10.58. That's the bottom of its profile. It sure looks to me like it wants to create an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside based upon today's volume, but it has to prove itself by closing above that high at what, $9.28 out there. That's what I see when I take a Snapchat. Hope that helps you out. CIFR is another instrument you are interested in. Let's go see what it is doing. And CIFR, as we speak right now, trading out at the price point of $11.94. It is a Rhodes momentum indicator top for its daily time frame that has resulted in a test and rejection of support. Now is at $11. Price is trading inside that buy zone area. That buy zone is from $11 to $12.01. A close above 1201 ought to get us up to the oscillator and change line. That's at around 1277. The weekly time frame chart has a sell the D point top. It completed that pattern or confirmed that pattern last week. What should unfold here is price should pull back to test its oscillator and change line. That's at 894. That ain't going to happen unless we see a close below daily profile support. That is a bullish structured profile, so $11 being that key price target. If we did close below that, we are likely headed down towards that 894 level. The monthly time frame has a wave number 7 signal. So the earliest we could get that confirmed top, that would be wave number 7, would be November the on October 31st out there, a long time to wait. So really what you're doing is you recognize that that pattern is out there and present on the monthly time frame chart, with everything really being driven by the daily and the weekly chart. Right now it's a daily chart that's most important to you, Duncan, and that is that profile buy zone between 11 and I think it was 1201. So I hope that helped you out there. Dan wants to look at CLNN. So let's pull those charts up on our screen. CLNN right now is printed out at $5.84. On a daily time frame, it has a Rhodes momentum indicator top that has been followed by a consolidation with inside its profile. This morning, it has tested and so far rejected profile support at $5.64. The range that this is trading in is between $5.64 and $6.73 out there. The weekly time frame has a sell the D point top. This is telling you that it wants to make a pullback to its oscillator and change line, currently printed at 496. You ain't getting to 496 until you close below 564, the bottom of that daily profile. But you do have a top on the daily. You do have a top on the weekly out there, Dano. You want to look at SGMO as well. Let's pull those charts up on our screen out here. SGMO is trading out at, I'm going to grab a swig of water, at 70 cents, bar number 8 on a daily time frame. Excuse me. I am thirsty as can be. We had some pizza last night, pizza and some chicken wings, which is pretty unusual for us, but we decided with the golf on and the baseball on and the football on, we're just staying home. In any event, but man, I was thirsty all night long. In any event, SGMO, you don't care about my thirst. You want my thirst for the markets out here. Well, my thirst for the market says you've got a TD9 count top that is likely to form between today and Wednesday on a daily time frame. What should then unfold, Dan, is price should move back towards its oscillator and change line, and that's down at the 59-cent level. We like the weekly chart, and that last week it closed above profile resistance. It closed this week above 63 cents. Will generate a bullish profile change in trend and suggest a run for $1.24. We are trading inside the daily profile. That has support, which looks like at about 70 cents. It's at 59 cents. Resistance up at $1.45. So the daily ought to see some type of top between today and Wednesday with some type of retracement. Could get back to 59 pennies. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol GSM. This is for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. Dan, this is trading above the center of its bullish structured profile. It is slowly making its way towards the top of that profile at 464. Now, the price is able to close above today or tomorrow or any day, 441. We're at 443 right now. And you can do that with more than 1 million shares. Right now, today, we've got 223 million shares. You'd have a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. So that's one thing that you'd be looking at. And if you do that, certainly get to 464, and you'll get beyond 464. The weekly time frame, prices trade above profile resistance and its green oscillator and change line. It is telling us that it wants to rally further. Now, it's trading into its weekly swing point from July 25th. 10 million shares traded that week. We'll have to come back later in the week to even determine whether or not we've got the volume there or not. On a monthly time frame, nice TD9 count bottom. Price is taking on its profile sell zone. So tomorrow, you would love to see this close above 439. Right now, we're trading at 442. So 439, I would say, is the most important number right now. That is tomorrow's close. So ideally, you will see price take out that swing point from August 22nd. That means a close above 441. That'll trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. And then if you can close above the top of that monthly profile, that will add to the idea of the daily A to B equals CD pattern. And the weekly says, I want to move higher as well. So Dan, that's what I see with regard to GSM. Peak G is asking a very good question out here. They're all good questions, by the way. The reason why his is good is because he's asking, is there a peak today in the silver miners? SIL is a ticker symbol. Maybe he's asking that because he sees a peak G on the weekly time frame chart. That would make sense to me, peak. But really, it may be because he sees on the weekly time frame chart also a TD9 count topping pattern. That TD9 count top will go ahead and form this week. It'll complete next week. The daily time frame says top, schmop, chop. I don't know where the chop came from, by the way, but certainly says, no topping pattern out here as we speak. So your question is there a top? Stevie says no. That charts do not show that at all. This does have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that has been triggered, but that requires a bearish reversal candle. Now, I don't know how long you've been in these peak, but I would hearken to say it'd stay in this thing unless we get some type of really significant top out here. Now, look, this thing has moved higher for, this is only going to be the second month to the upside. That's following a 6-month move to the upside that led to a 1-month pullback out there. The weekly charts haven't exceeded 4 weeks in pulling back. Most have been 2 to 3 weeks out there. The daily time frame, most of those retracements have been 2 to 4 bar knee-jerk retracement lows out there. So hard-pressed to really suggest that you go short this or sell this position. But again, I don't know where you're at. Monthly chart peak, no topping signal there. So it's just the weekly at this moment in time. And that top really doesn't necessarily have to occur until next week out there. How about the junior miners? What are they signaling to and I? Let's go find out, see if there's any different signals here. That is SILJ, folks, for those of you that are following along in the home game. And what we'll see out here is basically they have the same pattern. That same pattern says a weekly TD9 count top will confirm this Friday and complete next Friday. The daily says top schmop. I'm, in fact, negating a Rhodes momentum indicator top today. And in order to do that, it just simply needs a close above the high from the trading session of September 23rd, 22.51. We're at $23 even, Steven, right now. Monthly time frame chart also looks bullish, has an A to B equals C pattern to the upside. That's going to require a bearish reversal candle to complete that signal out there. If you look at that daily time frame, we haven't seen price close below the oscillator and change line very often out here. We do see the most recently we saw a 2-bar move below it. We saw another 2-bar move below it in August time frame out there. So SIL and SILJ peak, they are strong like bull, and that ain't no bull out there. This afternoon, when I do my segment with Tommy at about 3:15 or so, Mr. Bill was asking for the horizontal trading ranges for both gold and silver. Those take quite a bit of compute power, and that gets done on my black background system. So I will have that for him. He asked about that. That'll be inside of those files will be saved inside of a PowerPoint presentation. I can also post those tomorrow during the show as as well. But at this point in time, we will take a look at those during the segment at 3:15 with Tommy. Let's move on to our next request out here. This is coming in from Dan in New York City. And Dan wants to take a long position in ticker symbol LOW. What do we say about that for Dan? Should he take it or shouldn't he? Well, we say Dan today's going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count bottom. That pattern will complete tomorrow. What you'd obviously love to see this do is complete that pattern and continue to close above and remain above 249.43. That's the daily TD9 count breakout level. When we look at the weekly time frame chart, on a weekly basis, this has a sell the D point top. Price is back inside its profile and it's testing its green oscillator and change line. The low of the day so far has been 251.39. The oscillator and change line 251.26. If price were to close below 251.26, Dan, then that would signal to you and I that we might get back to the weekly profile support at 248.37. So your entry point into this should be, first watch today play out. You got a nice wide-ranging bar to the downside with price trading below daily profile support. That suggests to me that tomorrow would be the low of the pattern out there, and that could be at about the 248.37 mark. The monthly time frame chart does have a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It has tested so far that swing point. That swing point is October of 2024. Volume 49 million shares. Tested and rejected this month with 54 million shares. So the beauty of that is when you test and reject a swing point, in this case here, it's the bottom of the swing point with volume, price wants to get back up there. What that means is it wants to at least get to the low of the October 24th swing point, and that low being 260.21 out there. So that's what I see, Dano. I would wait till tomorrow based upon today's wide-ranging bar to the downside. You also want to take a look at Intuitive Surgical and also looking to take a long position here. We look at the daily time frame for Intuitive Surgical. It already has that bottom pattern. That was a Rhodes momentum bottom pattern that formed on the trading day of September the 18th. It was a nice bullish hammer candle out there. So, this is, so you've got your entry point on your daily time frame. Oh, your entry signal. You got a bottom. Weekly has a bottom as well, and that's a TD9 count bottom that went ahead and completed last week. Formed, or the low, was the prior year out there, and that low being 429.72. Price should rally towards the bottom of its weekly profile, 470.20 out there. Looks like you might have a day to the downside if you want to get really cute. I don't know that you want to get cute on this because I don't know if it will unfold or not. And that is that price could be pulling back to test that red oscillator and change line at 435 out there. The monthly chart does not have a bottom pattern. Price may close below 448.24. That's the bottom of its profile. But inside a swing point from April of 2025, 55 million shares that month. This month, 51 million shares. So you are pulling back into a swing point with lighter volume. You got your buy signals daily and weekly out there, Dan. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at ticker symbol XPEV. This is for GTE. And GTE, if we take a look at the weekly time frame out here, price did close above the top of its weekly profile. Last week, a second close above 2270 will be a nice profile, bullish profile change in trend. Price is trading into a couple of swing points. One is from August 29th. Volume there, 56 million shares. We closed inside that on Friday with 39 million shares. So not ideal. Price also closed inside the swing point. This is the main swing point. This is from March 14th. Volume there, 104 million shares. So you're trading into that swing point, light volume out there. Not ideal, but you are still trading above profile resistance and a screen oscillator and change line. So the rally, the weekly says the weekly rally is likely to continue. The daily time frame, price is trading in an equally balanced profile. What I mean is that the top is at 2309, the center is pretty much in the center at 2282, and the bottom is at 2176 out there. So no really great signal there. The monthly time frame, like the weekly, trading above its oscillator and change line and trading above profile resistance. So all is good there. I would say as long as price remains above 2270 out here, you're likely to see a further rally. So GT, hope that gave you the info you were looking for. Yvonne wants to look at VUZI out here. So let's pull that up on our screen. You got VUZI trading out at $3.05. That is with inside its daily profile. Now, it looks to me like, let's pull this back on the daily time frame, that this went ahead and formed a sell the deep point. It most certainly did, and it did that on the trading day of September the 23rd. Nice big old shooting star candle. It got traction the next day. Price then the following day pulled back and tested and rejected its buy zone. It was the bottom of the buy zone, which begins at 291. The center, or the top of that buy zone is 311. If price can close above 311 for 2 consecutive days, we ought to see a move to the top of its profile. That's at 370. You got a daily top out there. The weekly also has a topping pattern. It was also formed with a bearish shooting star, so you got to sell the D point top. And price right now continues to find resistance at its TD9 count breakdown level, $3.16. So here's what I can share with you, Yvonne. You've got significant resistance at 316, and above that 533. That's the monthly TD9 count breakdown resistance area. It may have bottomed because price did get back and did hold that bullish profile area. But we're pulling back today. And so what I would do is, if you're looking to get long on this, what I would do is I'd pay attention to as price pulls back into the 301 to 280 level. Is it doing it with less than 6.2 million shares? Today so far, about 2 million shares, so it's about 6 million share a day, give or take out there on VUSI. You also want to take a look at LAC. So let's pull that up on our screen, Yvonne, see if we get a better read for this one. LAC is trading out at $5.63. So this is pulling back. Why? Well, the weekly chart kind of tells you the picture. So what we do when we see something like this, you see prices pulled back, we're trying to answer the question why. Did it form some type of daily top, weekly top, monthly top? Did it trade into resistance? Turns out that as we look at the weekly time frame chart for LAC, $7.39 was a teeny 9-count breakdown resistance level. Now, there's no topping signal that I have, but getting back to a breakdown resistance level and rejecting it can, in fact, be a top. The actual high last week was $7.53, but it closed out the session at $6.33 out there. The daily is pulling back. This is going to be day number 2 to the downside out there. Now, do I see a topping signal? Maybe there's a wave number 7 top. So I would say here, because it's trading well above profiles, that LAC more likely than not is getting ready to pull back to test that green oscillator and change line, currently printing, Yvonne, at about the 474 mark out there. That number is going to change up or down as price does the same. So I hope that helps you out with regard to those two instruments. As always, thanks so much for taking the time to write in. ELO inside the Tiger's Den wants to take a look at ticker symbol KOPN. So KOPN right now is trading out at $2.58. It is with inside its daily profile. It has a daily Rhodes momentum indicator top with a consolidation between $2.21, the bottom of its profile, and $2.82, the top of its profile. On a weekly time frame, last week confirmed a sell the D point top. Price is consolidated with inside its profile. It's not a problem on a weekly basis unless you see what? Well, unless you see 2 consecutive closes below its green oscillator and change line. Currently printed at 229. The center of its profile is 2.25. Let's make it 225 as the number out there. Price were to close below that, then we might see some more downside traction. The first set of downside traction ought to take us to 221, the bottom of its daily profile. If price were to close below the bottom of its daily profile, that's going to then bring the bottom of its weekly profile into play. And that would be at $1.79. On a monthly time frame, you can see it at a wave 7 bottom. Price has been rallying. This could be the fourth. This will be more 4 months in a row to the upside. That says as price is approaching the TD9 count breakout level at $2.95. Let's see what the volume is. So the volume on the swing point, let me make sure I've got this. That high is 282. This high is 277. So 282 has volume of 72 million shares. You're up with 95 million shares. So price is dealing with the daily and the weekly topping signal. But I like the week because prices remained above that green oscillator and change line. So I think price is going to go tackle that high at least once again, that high being at 282. So what that says is that price really should get up to 295, the TD9 count breakdown resistance level. But it can't do that until it takes out 282 and negates that topping pattern for its daily and its weekly time frame. So that's what I see with regard to KOPN ELO. I hope that gave the information that you were looking for as well. We have a request by Nitram to take a look at the DAX ETF out there, and that is ticker symbol DAX. So if we take a look at the DAX ETF, and I went ahead and fired up the DAX index as well, the DAX ETF shows a consolidation with inside its daily profile. That's between 43.75 and 44.50 out there. Now, I'm just going to go over real quickly and take a look at the DAX index itself. Are we trading with inside profiles? Well, no, because I don't have any profiles here. But you can see a similar pattern out there. Does the DAX have any kind of bottom? And the answer to that question is no. What the DAX has really been doing is been trading in a sideways consolidation, the DAX index that is. So the DAX ETF, in essence, doing the same thing. Here is your consolidation pattern, give or take out there. So it hasn't been able to bust them to the upside. You're sort of at the midway point. I just need to move this over just a tad. You're sort of at the midway point, if you will. So it could go either way. Let me go back to the DAX ETF. Just make sure that Nitram gets the information that he was looking for. So here on that DAX ETF, this says you got a consolidation with inside its bullish structured daily profile, your buy zone. Oh, that's boozy. Hold on a minute here. Where did I put that? Was it here? Nope. Where did Stevie put that DAX ETF? It must be here. Sorry about that, folks. Well, I really screwed up. I'll figure that out. We come back from the break. I believe that was the last request out there. I'll make sure of that as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So back to the DAX ETF for Nitram. Nitram, you can see price consolidating with inside his profile. That's got support at 43.75 and resists up at 44.50. The weekly time frame, we can see that we don't have a bearish reversal candle. We just have price trading with inside its profile. The range there is really from 41.80 at support, 45.22 is resistance. The monthly time frame does have a sell the D point top. That should take price back towards its oscillator and change line, currently printed at 41.99. So that's what's going on with the DAX there. Joe wants to take a look at ticker symbol DFLI, and the question is, where is it headed? DFLI has a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside today. In other words, it is taking out its swing point that has resistance up at the 67-cent level and has 692 million shares. Today, this is already done. Oh, whoa. Only 136 million shares. I take that back. I was looking at something wrong. It's the weekly time frame that is trying to take out its volume on its swing point. So I'm sorry, let me pull this back here. Your question is, where is this headed to? So right now, price is taken on a swing point, as we said, on a daily time frame with lighter volume. You still, if you can close above the top of that at 67 cents, that will be a bullish outcome. That'll take price above the top of its daily profile as well. You like 2 consecutive sessions above that, Joe? That would give you a profile change of trend. Now it's in the A to B equals CD pattern, and a bearish reversal candle would confirm a sell the D point top. Your question is, how much higher? Where is this headed to? Well, the weekly time frame is taken on a swing point high from July 25th. Volume there, 856 million shares. So far for the week, we've done 137 million shares. So we're trading above that level. But if price falls back, which wouldn't surprise me, because it looks like price is moving higher with lighter volume out there, then there's your resistance level. Where could price pull back to? 41 cents would be one of the price targets. We're not there at 11:56 in the morning. So we're pulling for you, and we want to see this close above 67 cents today and tomorrow. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you this afternoon at 3:15 with Tommy, and then tomorrow again live at 11 a.m. Have a magical Monday, and thanks for joining me. Take care and be safe out there.